If you like to go hiking, biking, swimming, or snowboarding, you're going to need a case for your iPhone 15 Pro that can handle drops, dust, and being submerged underwater. Well, today we're going to be taking a look at a waterproof case that can handle just that, and that is the Humixx waterproof case. This case is military grade drop tested up to 14 feet, and it's also IP68 waterproof. And if you guys want to pick it up, I will be putting a link in the video description. And if you guys enjoyed the video, it would really help out the channel if you gave me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. So let's check out the case. So this is a two-piece design case, and you want to make sure that if you have any screen protectors on your phone as well as rear camera protectors, you need to take them off before you install this case, because this case has its own rear camera protectors and its own screen protector. So you're going to want to make sure that you clean off the screen really well as the rear cameras, because anything left over will be trapped inside the case. So you really want to make sure there's no dust or anything on your screens. Then once your screen is all clean, you're going to take out this piece on the inner portion of the case, and we're going to simply just press this over the top of our phone. Now is another good time to make sure that there are no dust particles or anything on your camera lenses. And then once that's clean, you're going to peel off the protector for the back portion, and then just press this over the back of your phone. Then you can peel off the back protector and the front protector. And there it is on the phone. Looks really nice. Feels good in the hand. It doesn't feel grippy, but it has like a nice rubbery feel to it. The screen is also nice and clear, and everything on the front of this screen is covered. All the buttons are nice and clicky. Now, one thing to note, you can see all these little dots on the screen, and that's to keep down the rainbow effect of the screen protector. But I don't think it has any significant bearing on the clarity of the screen. And you really can't see them when you're looking at the phone from a regular distance. So let's take a look around the case. As you can see, it's got a raised edge all the way around the front of the phone. On the side here, we do have these like little textured serrations to help with grip. We have our separated volume buttons, which I love. We do have a cutout for the action button. So on the bottom of the case, we have some interesting things. One, we have a rubber plug that covers up your charging port to keep it all waterproof. And then two, we have another plug here that you can flip from side to side, depending on if you want the case to be waterproof or if you want to make some phone calls. So when you want to make some phone calls, you simply push it over to the other side and it opens up the little microphone port. On the other side, we have those same textured serrations, and we have our power button. And then on the back, it shows off the color of your phone. Then on the back of the phone, we have that nice clear back to show off the color of your phone. And we also have some raised edges around our cameras. You can see that nice camera bump. And we also have these little protectors over the lenses themselves as well. So now let's test out the front camera and our Face ID. Face ID works fine. And here we have our rear camera. It doesn't seem to affect the camera at all. Everything looks really clear. You can see that it does focus perfectly fine. And then we have our zooms. No issues there either. And as you can see, touch working perfectly fine as well. And then let's test out our front camera. Front camera also looks perfectly fine, and as you can see, it is crystal clear. So one thing about the cutout for the action button is the fact that you can't get your thumb in to press it in this orientation. So if you're holding your phone normally like this, you're not going to be able to get your thumb in there. You're going to have to turn it to the side to kind of push in that button. Now if you hold it in your right hand and you go to get that action button, you can get your finger in there to hit it. It's a little hard. But again, if there was a button there, you'd just be able to press it like this. But because there is no button, you have to kind of get your finger inside to hit that action button. So first I'm going to make some audio recordings with the microphone plugged up, and we'll see what kind of difference it makes. So this is an audio recording of me talking into the phone while the microphone port is plugged up using the Humixx waterproof case. So now we'll play that back at full volume. So this is an audio recording of me talking into the phone while the microphone port is plugged up using the Humixx waterproof case. So my voice was definitely muted. I could still hear it a little bit, but it's definitely not going to be the best. So now I'm going to unplug the microphone port and we're going to try that again and see what difference it makes. So this is a test of my voice recording talking into the phone with the microphone port unplugged now to see if there's any difference in audio quality. All right, so we'll play that back. So this is a test of my voice recording talking into the phone with the microphone port unplugged now to see if there's any difference in audio quality. So as you heard, it definitely made a difference between having the mic port plugged up and having it not plugged up. Now, as far as the audio volume, it does definitely seem like it's muted while it's in this case. But if the phone is near you, you can still easily hear whatever's coming out through the speakers. So now that I've unplugged the little charging port on the bottom here, let's see if the volume makes any difference now. So this is a test of my voice recording talking into the phone with the microphone port unplugged now to see if there's any difference in audio quality. So the audio volume didn't really make a difference if you have the charging port plugged or unplugged because the little speaker ports here have a cover over them. It doesn't matter if this is open or closed. There is a waterproof covering over the speakers. And you can also wirelessly charge through this case as well. So now we're going to submerge the case in water and we'll see if it actually keeps the phone dry. All right, so here I have the Humixx waterproof case and I have a vase with some water in it. I'm going to put this inside the water while my video is playing with the sound on, just so we can hear what it sounds like underwater. It's got a machined metal ring for your camera lens protection, as well as machined buttons on each one of the sides. And it has that leather-lined pocket that can hold up to 3 credit cards. It's also very light. So let's put our phone inside the case. And I'm going to record what it sounds like underwater. Very nice. If we look at the case from the side, you can see there is a nice raised edge to protect your screen. It also doesn't add a lot of extra bulk to the phone as well. It's got that nice leather look on the side, our machined volume buttons and action button. Cutouts on the bottom, machined metal power button on the side. So the one thing you do need to be aware of is if you're going to be using... So now that it's been in the water for a little bit, we're going to pull it out and we'll take the case off to see if any water has gotten inside the case. So the case looks good so far. Everything is working. I don't see any water underneath the screen. I don't see any water in the back or the camera lenses. So now let's totally take the case off and see if it's done its job. So I don't see any water inside. So there is the phone. Again, it looks nice and dry. No water in any of the ports. Nothing on the side here. Nothing on the screen. So yeah, it will definitely keep your phone nice and dry. This case also comes with some extra stickers to cover your action button, as well as a little lanyard. So you actually got to see that this case actually does what it says it does, and it keeps your phone nice and dry if you happen to bring the case underwater. And like I mentioned before, it is also drop protected up to 14 feet. So if you want a Lifeproof case, but you don't want to spend a ton of money, I would definitely recommend checking this case out, and I'm going to give it a thumbs up. And if we look at the front piece of the case, you can see how much actual rubber we have around the case itself in case you happen to drop it for shock absorption. So again, if you guys want to pick this case up, I will be putting links in the video description. And if you guys enjoyed the video, it would really help out my channel if you gave me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. I also did a review for the Humixx waterproof case on my Galaxy S23 Ultra, and that case did really well also.